Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Tuesday night video, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to my other channels down there in the description box below. So do it now. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you leave stupid comments, you're getting blocked. You don't like it? Too bad. And don't forget to tap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you do, you're SOL. And I think we all know what that means by now, and if you don't, look it up. And if you're brand new here, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one. I'll grab one later. That's what she said. So, grab yourself a cold one, sit back, put your feet up, relax, and enjoy the show. You like it? Great. You don't? Go fuck yourself. Get out of here, get off my channel, go to your dead channel where nobody cares about you. That's pretty much it. Simple too, right to the point, my friends. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night, March the 4th, 2025. As we begin the start of March, we got NXT coming up on the CW11 in about a few minutes from now. But if you're in New York, you can't see it because our great president, Donald Trump, is going to speak to us right at the same fucking time that NXT is going on the air. So New York, Chicago, LA, the big cities, and pretty much everywhere else, you got the CW11, you're gonna not see wrestling, you're gonna see Donald Trump for like at least 2 hours. Insane. Insane that he has to do this on national television. And CW11 is not even a major network. Alright, so I got the screen fired up, so I'll be watching it probably by the time I finish this. But, yeah, that's what happens. What are you gonna do? But I hope you had a great Tuesday, everybody. And if not, hope you have a better tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not. But it is what it is. I had a pretty decent day. I'm waiting for I actually ordered a new bed because my current bed is, it's old, so I have to get rid of it. The mattress sucks. I have to get rid of that. So I got most of it in. So that's pretty damn nice. I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for it. So, I upgraded my bed. So, I'm going to be doing that. Be setting that up this weekend. So, lots of moving and lots of, shifting in Casa del Joseph. So, I'm going to be a little bit busy for the next few days. So, if you don't see videos from me for a little while, that's why. Renovating and fixing up Casa del Joseph. That's pretty much it. But some of you don't care, but some of you do. Nobody cares about you either, so fuck you. Alright, that's that. Alright, we got NXT coming up in a little bit. We got the Hardys gonna be at the Performance Center tonight. It's gonna be great. Pretty much the go-home show before next week's Roadblock event at Madison Square Garden, or the theater at Madison Square Garden. I mean, next week is gonna be exciting for WWE purposes. SmackDown is gonna be in Philly this Friday. Monday, they're at MSG with a big, huge show. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then, the next night, Roadblock. Oh yeah. And then AEW's got the aftermath of Revolution, I think, in LA. So that's going to be exciting. So we'll see what happens to that. So, we're going through March. Got a couple of pit stops to make with Revolution for AEW. TNA's got Sacrifice next Friday night. And then we'll be on the road to AEW Dynasty, for you people in Australia, Dynasty. So that's April the 6th, and then right after that, WrestleMania week, and baseball is going to be starting around that time. It's going to be insane. It's going to be a great time to be alive, my friends. And that's that. Speaking of alive, I hope you're alive right now, because it is time. Right now. Now. Everything's happening right now is happening right now. What happened to then, Peter? You missed it. Ah, fuck! Okay. Sorry, you missed it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, right now, it is time for your late and out-of-date Monday Night Raw on Netflix thoughts. So, your Raw thoughts, Jensen. Thoughts. For last night, March the 3rd, 2025. Alright, and we are emanating from Mean Woo! By God, Buffalo, New York, Gene. So, Buffalo, New York, at the KeyBank Center, where those ugly fuckers, the Sabres, play. Fuck you, Sabres. Fuck the Sabres. Fuck the Buffalo Bisons, for that matter, too, because they can't beat the Chiefs. Even with the MVP quarterback. You know. MVP quarterback and still cannot beat Mahomes. The real MVP, Jalen Hurts, he didn't beat him, he murdered him. He murdered the Chiefs. Woo! And Saquon Barkley, yeah. Giant fans, thanking the Philadelphia Eagles, like, oh, thank you! The Eagles are going to be monsters in the NFC. I hate saying that because I am a Niners fan, as you know. So. But it is what it is. We move on. That's that. Alright. So, Monday Night Raw emanates from the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York, Gene. And as always, on Monday Night Raw commentary team, the legend that he is, Mitchell Cole, or Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee, who did not get locked in the bathroom this time. So, lucky you. Alright, this is the Aftermath Show, Part 1, from a great Elimination Chamber, which we start off with a big, huge recap of the Chamber, which we saw Bianca Belair win the Women's Chamber. She will face either Mommy Rhea Ripley or my third amazingly hot Asian wife, Io Sky, at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's title. Find out that later in the night. Kevin Owens murdered Sami Zayn. We found out later that Sami's gonna be out indefinitely. Shit. And by the way, that barbed wire chair was actual barbed wire, not gimmick barbed wire. Shit. So we got that. We heard that. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus beat Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And in the men's chamber, we saw John Cena win it, and he will go to Mania to face Cody! MDK, Cody, you bitch! And then, speaking of Cody, he told The Rock to go fuck himself. And Rock's like, alright, you wanna fuck around, Cody? And then Cena turns heel on him. Hollywood Cena. Man, it feels like 1997 all over again. When Hogan turned. You didn't see that coming, did you? No! And he was like, fuck the Hulk Hogan. Basically. He turned the red and yellow into white and black. So I wonder what color Cena's gonna come out with now. Not gonna go back into the Crayola box. Maybe it'll come out in black and white. Or just black. Who knows? Fuck you kids, basically. Bloodied up Cody, and then Travis Scott he put a hurting on Cody too, and found out today that Cody is actually legit injured from that slap, punch, whatever it was that Travis Scott gave him, and he has a busted eardrum. Sucks to be you, Cody! You bitch! Oh man, it's gonna be an exciting time for the next 6 weeks. I don't know when we're gonna hear from Cena. I doubt it's gonna be Friday night. And Rock is doing a movie. He was in Africa. Cena's in Hungary, I think, or wherever he is, doing a movie. So we probably won't see him until probably the week or two before Mania to hype up that match. We got that. So, weird stuff. And basically, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee made it simple on commentary. Cena sold his soul to get one more world title, basically number 17. I kind of agree. I have to agree with that. The only way you can get number 17 is to turn heel for the first time in like 13 years. Ever since he went PG Cena, everybody went like, turn heel already! No! Now he finally did it. But it was epic. It was epic. That's all I gotta say about that. Moving on. Alright, so we started the show with a rundown of the card. And then we started with CM Puke! Puke comes out, storms into the arena like he owns the fucking place. Knocks down the Prime Station. Well, that fucking shit sucks anyway. Shouldn't even be there. But it has to be there because of Logan Paul. Fucking. Anyway, he goes to the announcer's table, starts ranting and raving. It's like, oh, my rant might get us kicked off Netflix. Oh, please do. Go back on the USA Network. Fuck Netflix at this point. I don't even have Netflix anymore. I care less for Netflix. I watch it for free. I could go back to it if I wanted to. Now that Cobra Kai is kind of gone and done, what's there to watch? Besides some, good comedy specials. Not much good stuff on Netflix. But I digress. Moving on. But if I wanted to, I could just go, re-up with Netflix if I wanted to. Just to watch, Roman and everything, but, I might. It's off temporarily, but I'll probably put it back on this, probably next week or whenever, I have to pay the bill again, so, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so he starts ranting and raving about, he says, he names Seth Rollins. First he names Cena and says, it says, oh, we can see through you that you're a hypocrite, and basically you've been leading the fans and the kids through your bullshit. Then he calls him and Rock bald frauds. And Seth Rollins, too. And aren't you bald in there, too, punk? And aren't you a hypocrite, too? So he's like, bad-mouthed The Rock, calls him a bald fraud, and says, I'd love to say this to your face. But obviously The Rock is too busy, he comes and goes when he pleases. Blah, blah, blah. Then he goes after Cena with his 20, his career of hustle, loyalty, respect, and he throws that in then the kids' faces, basically leading them on with his BS. And then he talks about Seth Rollins and says, Becky Lynch, you better get your man before I do, because if I get my hands on him, I'm gonna put him in the hospital. Shit. And then Seth Rollins comes out, Punk's like, that's it, throws down the mic, gets off the announce table, goes all the way to the entrance ramp. They start a big brawl that nobody could stop. Then it finally does stop. And then they fight in the back a couple of times. And then finally, Adam Pearce like, alright, that's it. That's it. You and you inside a steel cage, brother, next week at MSG. You think that's gonna fix everything, Adam Pearce? No. And I'll tell you why. Next week, Punk and Rollins will beat the fuck out of each other in that cage. But guess who comes out? Roman. I feel Roman's gonna be there at MSG next week to set up Mania. It's gonna be a triple threat. Unless it doesn't happen, then you could have Roman Rock versus Cody and Cena, which will suck. Well, actually, it won't. We could do like a reverse last year, when Roman and Rock faced Cody and Seth. And what happened? They lost! Cody and Seth lost, and then Cody beat Roman last year for the belt. I think we're gonna get a reverse. Cena and Rock will fight on probably night 1 against Cody and... What did I just say? Most likely Cody and Roman. Because, Roman is like, oh, I'm not friends with you, but I'll help you. So that could be night 1, and then they do that stipulation, like, oh, if Cody wins, the bloodline's gone. No bloodline rules match. But they do something like that. And I think Cena wins number 17 even anyway, with any stipulation. So they're going to probably do something kind of like last year. I think. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if Roman will show up next week. He could. He cannot. But I think Roman is going to get revenge on Seth. And pretty much Punk too, because, both of them got eliminated. And then Seth just went berserk and stomped the Punk. Stomped the Punk in the Elimination Chamber. Stomped the Roman at the Rumble. We haven't seen Roman since. So Roman wants revenge. So, how fitting. He goes into the cage and beats the fuck out of Seth and Cody. Not Cody, sorry. Seth and Punk. That sets up WrestleMania. But then again, if they do something like Cena and Roman versus Rock Cena, probably on night 1. Then night 2, you have Cena and Cody in the main event at the end of the show. Cena wins number 17. The fans go berserk in more ways than one. Like, he got number 17 as a heel. Who cares, okay? At this point, who cares? If he gets 17, great. Yeah, he breaks Flair's record. Yeah, I'd be a little pissed off about that, but, somebody had to tie it, and somebody has to break it. And if it's Cena, so what? Heel Cena, I'm fine with. If it was face Cena, I would have a problem with that. Alright, we move on. So next week, Seth and Punk inside of a steel cage, but it won't end there. It'll end probably at Mania, or maybe past that. Who knows? We get that. Judgment Day is not happy with Finn. What else is new? And then Finn's like, I don't want new members. Dom's still trying to talk about new members coming in. Finn is talking about, oh, you got beat up by Braun Breaker. And then Dom's like, oh, you've been hiding from him? And then Finn's like, well, I'm going to go out to the ring and I'm going to handle it myself. And then he, praises Liv and Raquel for winning the women's tag team belts back. And then he kind of yells at Carlito for some reason. Like, oh, you guys got beat up by Braun. So then Braun comes out, does an interview all the way up top, mind you, with, I think, Jackie Redmond. And then Finn comes out, starts talking shit. And then Braun Breaker goes from the top of the arena all the way down to the ring. And then basically beats the fuck out of Carlito and Dom. And Finn just runs to the hills. But that was a very long walk. Shit. All the way up top. Boom! And he got there in 5 minutes. Alright, go there. So, I think they're still doing a multi-man match for the Intercontinental title, and Finn Balor's going to be one of the participants. Probably be Dom, AJ Styles. Maybe they're thinking about Killer Cross. I'm like, why? Okay, we'll go with that. When we move on. Alright, then we had Otis, non-title match with Walter, and Walter beat his ass, put him to sleep. Blah, 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 blah. And then after the match, Walter continues to beat down, takes out Tozawa. Maxine Dupree looking hot, can't do anything, but just look hot. And then Jay Uso comes out, and he gets control, and then he gets put to sleep by Walter. And then later on, we hear from Jay, and he cuts a great passionate promo, crying up a storm, like, nobody thinks they can believe me, but I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna beat Walter, and I'm gonna shut these haters up for good! I'm like, okay, calm down, Jay. Calm down. Yeet, calm down. You're gonna win. Alright, stop. Moving on. Then we get some reactions to Cena turning at the Elimination Chamber with promises of another look to come. When? Don't know. Alright, we got that. And then you get an interview with AJ Styles, talks about Cena turning, he goes, wow, I didn't see that coming. And then Killer Kross comes in, kind of puts his arms around AJ and says, you know what, that makes sense. And then Styles kind of cuts him off and says, this is, I'm not Cena. And then he's like, oh, maybe the WWE Universe needs a reminder who the fuck I am. So, next week he's gonna call out Logan Paul. And he's like, I don't need your help, Killer Kross. And then he leaves, and then Kross says, well, that was easy. So, Kross playing those mind games again. And I heard today on Ringside News that WWE trademarked a new faction name called the Culling. Not the Calling, the Culling. C-U-L-L-I-N-G. And what Culling means is it's dark. So, who's dark? Either it's a new name for the Judgment Day, or whatever happens with the Judgment Day, or with maybe Malachi Black version of the Judgment Day. It could be called the Culling. Or maybe Killer Kross has a new faction again, which makes no sense. And he calls that the Culling. Makes no sense. This is a stupid name. The Culling. Okay, we'll go with that. Moving on. Alright, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, then we go to Lila Fat Kitty at the lassie bitch from Ireland. She takes on Ivy Nile. And, wasn't great, but Ivy retains the belt with Nightwing. So, we go from there. So, that's that. Okay, I mentioned the Rollins-Punk, Steel Cage match getting announced. We got that. Alright, then, Marcel Barthel comes out. Ludwig Spears, he comes out. Demands, I demand all your gratitude! I do a good impression of Ludwig, it's good. They fling General Water! Okay. So, talks about, taking back the attention from Pentagon last week, and he's like, I'm a future world champion, possibly, and he's ready to take out Pentagon, and he's like, Pentagon, you may say you have zero pussy, miedo. I will teach you what that actually means. So, on cue, Pentagon comes out, does his little creep walk, then he goes right to the ring, beats the fuck out of Marcel Barthel, then he hits a big flippy dippity-doo. So that feud continues on, and then we move on. Alright, Bianca Belair, she's in the back, talks about what Jay did to her good buddy Naomi at the Elimination Chamber, and she basically says, out of respect, I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I'm proud to go to WrestleMania and see who my opponent might be, whether it be Io or Mommy Rhea Ripley. So we'll see what happens with that. Then we go to Natalya talking to Maxine Dupri. They're in the background, talking about something that we don't know. And then I think they were talking about, oh, Maxine, you need to in the locker room, like in a different segment, not on the show, obviously. Natalya basically gave Maxine, really. He's like, you need to do this and that, blah, blah. I don't know what's coming of that. I don't care. But what I do care is that Natalya is going to be in the Crockett Cup for the NWA and will be part of Josh Barnett's Bloodsport I think it's number 12 or 13. That's pretty exciting for Natalya. And who knew Natalya was going to get in one of those matches? Oh, boy. She's going to get her ass kicked. Depending on who she faces, of course. And I think that's WrestleMania weekend. I think. I gotta look that up. But, moving on. Alright, then we go to something interesting. Chad Gable. Sheesh! Oh, thank you. He's in Mexico trying to find his lucha libre. You know, he goes and finds a mystery man with a beard. He's a man. He's 40. Got a beard. So he finds him and he basically gets hustled for this little box. What's in the box? I don't know. But the man's like, in this box is more power than you can ever imagine. Was it the Infinity Gauntlet? Okay. And so then he opens the box. We don't see what's in the box. And Gable's like, I think it's a mask. Some type of luchador mask. Or God forbid it's the Patriot mask. That would be epic. That would be fun. The Patriot! I was just waiting for Dario Cueto to show up. I was waiting for that. He would just show up, and then they had the Lucha Underground logo show up, because there is talk of Lucha Underground possibly coming back. That would have been epic if Dario would have showed up. So, we make a deal? Ring the bell! And then Matanza's waiting in the background somewhere, you know. So, on Twitter, a lot of people on Twitter and on YouTube, they have the clip for the WWE. A lot of people in the comments say, what's in the box? What's in the box? I mean, last night on Easter's thing, I said, Chad Gable opened the lunchbox and they had a thermos and a Twinkie. Bad joke, but okay, whatever. And then people on YouTube and Twitter were saying, oh, it's a mask, this and that. They were talking about Lucha Underground. They were talking about Dario Cueto, Matanza Cueto, and everything. The return of Lucha Underground. I even said on YouTube, on the WWE YouTube video, I said that Gable found Dario's bull. Remember when he had that bull on the desk, and then when he got beat up and killed? The guy that killed him used the bull thing, whatever it was, like a toy. Not a toy, obviously, like a statue thingamajig. It could have been that, but I think it's a mask. Well, who knows what's in the box? What's in the box? I guess we'll find out probably next week. So we'll see what happens with that. So that was that. That was good. I'm very interested in this whole Chad Gable going to Mexico to be the master of Lucha Libre, Telemundo, Galavisión, Excelente, Libre Studio. Edolito ese! Ay, 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 ay! Osito! Ah! He fears that guy. He looks like him, too. Think about it. Those of you who know who Osito is. If you don't know, too bad. Moving on. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, War Machine, Eric and Ivar defended the Raw Tag Team belts against Julius and Brutus of the Creed Brothers. Good match. A very good match. And Julius and Brutus almost won the match with Julius hits a beautiful 450 splash. Felt like it looked like Brock Lesnar in the early days when he used to do that, not when he broke his neck and almost died against Kurt Angle. That was a bad one. Ooh, boy. He's lucky to still be alive for that one. But anyway, they hit that, and the War Machine kicks out at 2. And then, back and forth they went. The Creeds go for the Brutus Ball. It missed on Eric. And then, War Machine hits their finisher, called War Machine, on Brutus. 1, 2, 3 to retain the tag team belts. I don't know who they lose to at this point. I hope it's not the New Day, but somebody's gonna beat him. I don't know who. And that's that. Alright, then we get a video, speaking of luchadors, the LWO still not happy with the New Day for basically whipping their ass last week. It's like, you can beat us, but you can never take our heart. And then, we see Rey Mysterio, Booyaka, he comes back, says the New Day should have finished what they started, taking out his leg and everything. So he challenges them to a Tornado Tag Team match next week with him and Dragon Lee taking on Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And that's basically it. So next week, a Tornado Tag Team match. Okay, we get that. I talked about Braun Breaker and Finn. And Braun comes from the top of the arena and beats up Carlito and Dom Dom. And one more spear for Carlito to finish the job. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, then we get what's coming next week. The cage match. A whole bunch of stuff next week. In MSG. Alright, and then Jey Uso cuts his promo. He's crying up a storm. He's kind of crying. He says because every week he's being told, I can't do it, but I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna beat Walter. I'm gonna become the World Heavyweight Champion. You woke a sleeping beast. Yeet. Well, we're gonna have to put up with that for 6 weeks, and we'll see. I think he will beat. He has to beat Walter at this point. People are saying somebody has said on Twitter that if Jey Uso doesn't beat Walter, it'll be Ilya Dragunov when he comes back at WrestleMania 42. Pfft. Who knows when Ilya's coming back anyway? That injury was sick, by the way. Oy, oy, oy. His leg is just a mess. It just sucks that Ilya's been so hurt ever since he came to NXT, and NXT UK, then over to NXT. I mean, his war with Walter is just legendary. Beating Walter to end his 1,000 plus day reign as NXT UK champ. Then I think he had a feud with Pete fucking Dunne. Then he had that thing with Trick Williams when he became the NXT World Champ. And then he goes to the main roster. Did a few good things on the main roster, then he gets hurt. So I think he got hurt from the Judgment Day? I forget. I think it was the Judgment Day, injured him or something like that. And he's been out ever since. So I don't know when he comes back. Does he go after the Judgment Day, or they just forget about that shit? I don't know. So we get that, but I don't even know when Ilya's coming back at this point. I don't think anybody cares at this point either, so... They might release him. Knowing the pattern of WWE, when somebody gets injured for a long time, it's like, oh, fuck you, you're out! They did that test before he died. Before he died. They released him. Why? Why would you release a guy that's injured? Or a girl that's injured? They did that to Carmella. And Carmella went on a podcast, I think it was today, or I don't know when it was. She said she thinks that she got released because she had a baby with Corey Graves. 12-year career down the drain because she had a kid. That's some bullshit. That is some straight up bullshit. You go away for 9 months, to have a kid, and then you have drop foot, so it makes your injury time go further, and then you find out, oh, you got released. Or your contract ends. I think her contract ended. And they couldn't re-up the contract. I don't even know what it would have done with Carmella at this point. Maybe they do something like Carmella comes back, goes after Io or Dakota Kai. Or maybe they put her on SmackDown. Maybe they could have reunited her and Zelina Vega. I don't know. I'm just hypothetically saying it, but they could have done some things with Carmella. Instead of having her lose 8 times to Bianca Belair when Bianca had the SmackDown title. That was fucked up. Every fucking week, Bianca versus Carmella. Remember they had that show, They had a match at a concert, I think in Florida, and Bianca beat her. I'm like, this is stupid. Now I don't know if Carmella's gonna just say fuck wrestling and stay at home and be with her kids with Corey Graves. I think she had other kids from a previous relationship. So I don't know if she's gonna stay home and be with her kids, or she continues her wrestling career if she can wrestle again. So I don't know how long a drop foot, I never had it, but lasts. It's pretty bad. But yeah, Carmella does come back. I put her in TNA. But then again, you're working for, WWE with that partnership, so TNA might not be the best idea, so maybe Tony Khan can use her, put her in Ring of Honor, put her on the AEW women's roster at least, to probably get destroyed by Mercedes Moné and company. Or, I don't know what Tony Khan would do with Carmella. Maybe, just maybe, here's a thought. If Carmella did join AEW, how about you pair her up with her ex-boyfriend, Big Cass? That'll be awkward, but still, gotta get something to do. And really, the whole thing with Big Cass and Brian Keith with Jericho is just, I just don't feel it's working. Even though Big Cass got and him and Hobbs went to war. I think Big Cass could be like a TNT champion someday. Not a world champion. TNT title, I think he can possibly get. Or maybe the Intercontinental title. But, we'll see. Alright, then we go to Mommy Rhea Ripley and Io with Bianca Belair at ringside. It was a great match all the way until the end when basically Rhea Ripley, they were on the floor, and then Rhea starts looking at Bianca. And Mommy took her eye off the ball, started yelling at Bianca. Bianca is like, ah. And then Rhea Ripley just like, bleh, shoves her down. And then Jessica Carr, the referee, has to pull them apart. I'm like, oh, this is going to definitely end a DQ, right? Maybe get a three-way at Mania? No. I was like, oh no, now they're going to fuck Io over again? Nope. Why? Because Mommy Rhea Ripley gets back in the ring. She picks up Io, tries for a super riptide, but Io countered into a Hurricane Rana, a super Hurricane Rana, mid-air, mind you. It was great. Then goes up top again, hits the overload. Woo! Salt. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Io becomes a 4-time champ. 2 in NXT. 2-time WWE Women's Champion because she held the SmackDown title. And now she holds the Raw Women's World title. I'm like, I didn't know there was going to be a title change. I did not see it coming. I was like, I knew that Mommy was going to face Bianca anyway. I was hoping maybe there would be some type of chicanery. And I told you there's going to be some chicanery. And it might end up being a 3-way. I still think it might still be a 3-way because now that Io has a title, she faces Bianca, but now Rhea Ripley's like, well, I'm gonna invoke my rematch clause, and that's gonna become a 3-way. And then people are like, oh, why don't we add Liv Morgan into it and make it a 4-way? Or they put Jade in. I think you do Bianca and Jade night 2. Don't do it night 1. Don't put her in the match. Don't even do that. I would make it Bianca versus Io versus Mommy Rhea Ripley for the title. And then if Bianca wins, let's just say she probably will win the title. Probably. So Io will have basically just about a 6-week reign with the belt, which sucks, but I think she held the belt, which I'm happy for, of course, because you know how much of an Io mark I am. Bianca wins the title, then loses it the next night to Jade. Or maybe they don't even do that match at Mania. They do it. I hope they don't do it at a shit pay-per-view like Backlash. Or they go all the way to King and Queen of the Ring, which is in Saudi Arabia. So next year, they're going to have 3 pay-per-views next year in Saudi Arabia. Royal Rumble, Crown Jewel 8, whatever number's up to now, and King and Queen of the Ring. That blood money is paying dividends, huh? I don't think any American or Canadian or Mexican, I highly doubt, unless you work for a media company, you're gonna go to Saudi Arabia to cover that. But like people like Issa and maybe well, I don't know about Denise Salcedo. I don't know. She would go to Saudi Arabia, but that's her. But people like Issa is definitely not going. I doubt she's gonna go all the way to Saudi Arabia. Stay in Puerto Rico. You know, there should be a Mania still. That's Mania, but if I was someone like that, I would not even go around. The farthest I go is Italy. I mean, you know, I go to France, I go to Spain, I think they want to do something in Spain. Germany, I'd love to go to Germany. You know, see the broken down Berlin Wall. But I wouldn't dare go to Saudi Arabia. I go to Japan. Definitely would go to Japan for a pay-per-view. If I was working for, like Lucha Libre Online, Wrestling Inc., or, you know, some type of major, wrestling media thing. You know, become a media journalist, you work with a big name thing like Busted Open Radio or something like that. What Culture or whatever it is. If I had the opportunity to do that and work with them, hell yeah, I go to Japan in a heartbeat. As long as you're paying for the flight and the food. And even though I'm on the payroll, but, you know. I would definitely go to Japan. I go to London. I go to Ireland. I go to France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Norway, Sweden, Mexico. I go to Mexico. I go anywhere they wanted me to go except for Saudi Arabia. Not that I hate Saudi Arabia, but I just don't want to go there. Not because I have religious beliefs or anything like that, but I just don't like the country. But I digress. But in any case, I gotta get out of here, guys. It's been 20 minutes. I'm already missing NXT. So I'll have to catch up. Cause I don't even, you know, even if I turn it on, I'm gonna see Trump. Let's see. I'll be shocked. No, they're waiting Trump now. You know how Trump takes years to fucking. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Trump takes years to fucking talk. Years. It takes a long time to get to his fucking address. Waste. Alright, so Io is the new Women's World Champion of Raw. You gotta love it. I feel bad for Mommy. I think she's gonna get a rematch at Mania in a triple threat match. And it might suck that Io might hold the belt for 6 weeks. It is what it is. And that's that. Alright, so Raw wasn't that bad. I gave Raw 7.25 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show down below in the comment section, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I'll be back with your NXT review later tonight on the Peter Joseph channel. But for now, I'm out. Peace, motherfuckers!